Hello, hi, Debbie here. I've come today to tune into Mazena and answer some questions, which I promised that I would do in an earlier post. So I'm going to do that today with the help of the lovely James here, who's going to ask me all the questions once I get into the channeling state. Sometimes some of the answers from Mazena can sound a little strange because they are from a higher dimensional being, so sometimes it can be a little bit difficult for us to understand in the world that we're in. But what I would just say is listen, and what resonates, take it, and if it doesn't, that's fine, just move on. So I'm going to get myself into the channeling state. It's going to take a minute or so just bear with me, and then James will read out the questions. I am Mazena, and I'm here today to answer some of the questions that have been sent in. I will deliver the information from my world. This is the world which is called Mu, where we have the beautiful aquamarine water. And once I connect with that water, I'm connected to the others in Mu and can bring forth the information. I'm happy to take some questions now.
Okay, hello Mazena.
Hello.
Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you.
So we have 6 questions today. People would like your information on. The first we'll go is Tania, and she'd like to ask if you know another mermaid called Allopyami.
Yes. In Mu, there were many, many mermaids. So in one way, the answer to that is yes. I will have known her, but I will not have met her in person, as in we didn't hang out together on rocks or things like that, but we were always connected. All of the mermaids there were connected without having to meet. And sometimes the islands, the way it was set out, there were big spaces. But once we had our tail dipped into those aquamarine waters, we were connected. This particular mermaid was a very fine being. Has been a mermaid in more than one place, but was definitely in Mu. It's difficult for me to give you much information about her, but we were connected. I can't say that she did this or she did that, because we did everything as a collective. We were everywhere all at once. If one of us swam in the sea, the others felt it. But yes, she was around. And I did know her. And I still think fondly of her when I'm connected to the water as I am now.
Okay, thank you. And the second question comes from James, not me, another James. And he would love to know what your perspective is on the current unrest around the world and the probability we really are on the verge of a collective awakening. Oops, my phone's died. He'd like to know your perspective on the current unrest around the world and the probability we are on the verge of a collective awakening to ourselves, and as part of this, contact with ETs and other extra-dimensional beings such as yourself. And as part of this, what advice can you offer us at this time? Thank you.
Yes, without a doubt, we are moving on in this lifetime. We are what can be said or called ascending. We are moving to a higher frequency. And it's this that has everything falling apart, or so it appears on the outside. So we see wars, we see everything out there that we want to leave behind. So as we raise our frequency, we see less of those things outside of us. The things like the war, when we work on ourselves, if we fix in us what we see outside of ourselves that we are not happy with, it changes what we see. So even as regards to the war, if that's what you're seeing on the outside, you need to look at what is it inside of you. Where is the war in there? There can be a war, it can be a simple thing. You could be warring with just your weight, or you could be warring with your neighbours, or you could be warring at war with somebody in work. If we fix those things in our world, it will change the things that we see in the world. And as we fix ourselves in this way, we raise our consciousness. And that is what's happening on the world. And that is the change that we are seeing. How do we prepare for this, you ask? And that is, we try not to get so involved in what we see outside. Just observe. Don't give it your energy. Don't give it too much thought. Don't sit and watch it on the news or on your TV or your newspaper or the internet. Just allow it to happen, and know that it is happening for a reason. It may be happening for the people who are in the war. It may be happening for you. It may be happening for somebody in your family. But in seeing this outside, it is going to make a change. It's going to affect them in some way. And this is all part of the awakening. All of these things start to fall away. Some of us may lose our houses, may lose our jobs, and this is part of the awakening. So yes. So like I said, to just observe. Don't give it too much of your energy, too much of your thought. And try to understand that everybody is seeing something different outside of themselves. So that's why people are, say, on different sides, because they see it only from that perspective. Others will see it from another perspective. So we just need to even not war with the people who have a different opinion to you, because that is still war. So just realize that the different perspectives are what is creating a lot of the movement, a lot of the energies that are happening at the moment. And it will all fall away. All from this old world will fall away. And we will be in a much more beautiful space. It's not going to be a different place. It will be this place, but it will be in a higher frequency. It will be where we all hold a higher frequency, and things will appear differently. I realize that there's one part of the question I've not answered. Can you repeat any part that I may have missed?
It's about contact with extra dimensional beings,
Yes.
and the probability of that happening soon as part of the collective awakening.
Definitely, this is already happening. Many people are seeing extra dimensional beings. Many people are making contact. In a way, just when somebody channels in a way that is making contact with a higher dimensional being or an interdimensional being, an extraterrestrial, as they are known to many, but really they are higher dimensional beings, and they are around us all the time. It's just that when we have a frequency that is not high enough, we can't see them. They can see us. They can even touch us. They can be so close to us. They can be in the same room as you. They can be in the same space as you. And I'm sure already you have shared some spaces with these beautiful beings, but you won't be able to observe them or feel them until you're ready, until you have raised your frequency, your vibration. And in time, then you will see all that is unseen at this moment. So yes, that is, we will definitely make contact with these beautiful beings.
Good, thank you. So next question comes from Daniel, and he'd like to know, why do people do wrong when they know what's morally right?
There are many, many reasons for this. We are all here and we're all playing roles for each other. So it depends whether we're talking about whether you're witnessing this outside of yourself. So you are seeing somebody doing something wrong, which they know is morally wrong, and yet they do it. But when you see this, you need to look inside of yourself and see, is there a space or a time or a place where you do this? So you may see it larger on the outside, but there will be a little part of you inside, and that does this also. And then on the other hand, we are all playing roles for each other. So we see these things happening to make us examine ourselves and what is going on the earth. And also when people do these things for each other and are playing a role, it's like we have cast them in our movie, in our play, to do this very thing for us, to upset us, to unsettle us, whatever it is. We have usually asked for this. We have asked for this in another realm. And before we even came here, we've made an agreement for people to do such things. And it's part of our awakening. It's part of the process that we go through. But if you're seeing this a lot, if you're seeing it everywhere that you look, you need to look inside of yourself and see if there's anywhere that you're really doing this for others. And bear in mind, if you are doing this for others, you've already probably contracted with them and you're helping them in some way, even if it is upsetting them, or even if it is something that's breaking up a relationship. It's something that's planned, but it's something that you need to look inside to get the true answer, to be able to fix this and see things in a different light.
Okay, thank you. So another question from Daniel is, why were the ancient pyramids formed? And I'm going to say, as an add to that, all the pyramids on the planet, including the ones which are yet to be discovered or uncovered, not just the ones that we know of, but why were all the pyramids built in the first place?
Ah, yes. When people say the ancient pyramids and the ancient worlds, there are actually pyramids that are even more ancient than that. Some that have not even been uncovered yet, and they will be uncovered. And this is a time of these pyramids and other things that we're not familiar with arising, coming from the sea, being discovered under mountains. They will be seen now. And they were originally built many years ago, more years than we have been told. And they were built for energy. Some of them have portals, most of them have portals to other worlds. Most of them, like what we see in this time, is the pyramid. You'll see the pyramid, you won't see much more. But there is a lot more going on in there. There can be chambers leading to other dimensions. There can be chambers going down into another world. There can be energy that they are all connected. And the energy, that was the real energy. That was how things were run before. There was no electricity, there was no internet, but in those times, these served as the electricity and also the internet. They connected so many lands, they connected across the seas, under the seas, and there are many more still under the sea that will be revealed. A lot of the ones under the sea are holding energy that are going to change so much about how we live. It's going to change so much about what we were told about the pyramids. They are all equally important, whether they are the larger well-known pyramids, the pyramids under the sea, the pyramids that are perhaps in mountains that have not yet been discovered. There are many more pyramids which will be revealed to us. And the more that we raise our frequency, the more we do this, the more we will see. A lot of them are already in plain sight, but until you are ready to see them, until you have gotten to that level in your lifetime, you won't see them. So many are joining up now at the moment. So many are connecting. And the more that do connect, the more this world is going to change. It's also part of the awakening on this planet.
Okay, thank you. So the next question is from Dee. And she'd like to know, why are people unable to go to the Antarctic?
Yes, and that is the story, and that is what has been told, that many do go back and forth to Antarctica and have done over time, but there are things in Antarctica, just like there are things in the pyramids that have not been revealed to us yet. And at this time, it is not the right time, but is coming close to the time where we'll see a lot more from Antarctica and beyond. And there are land masses beyond Antarctica with beings that are slightly different to what you see on Earth. And there are actually pyramids also in Antarctica, at least 3, not so far from each other. And they will also tie in with the other pyramids, which are on what we would call, or what you would call, our side of the ice. But even the ones that are in Antarctica are connected under also. So there is a connection between all of the pyramids, whether they've seen or not. In the earth that you reside at the moment, in that frequency, it comes across that travel is not allowed over Antarctica. But as this is the story that we tell ourselves, that is told to us to stop the flights over Antarctica. But as the pyramids connect, as everything goes into a higher frequency, soon we definitely will be able to go to Antarctica. We won't particularly need to go to Antarctica because it will be connected through energy, but we will be able to go beyond where there are other lands. And even in Antarctica, you can go below, you can go down, and that's another portal to get to the lands on the other side. So it's not even necessary to fly over Antarctica to get to all these things that you have been told is hidden. You can go there energetically through portals. And there are some higher dimensional beings doing this. Not many at the moment, but in 2 to 3 years, it will be more known. It will become more publicized, but not in your media, obviously. It will be a knowing inside of yourself that this is a possibility. So there is no need to break the restrictions over flying over Antarctica. In fact, if you flew over Antarctica today, you probably wouldn't see those land masses because they are in a much higher frequency than the frequency most are in on planet Earth at the moment.
Okay. So we have a final question, and this is an anonymous question. And it is, do we need vitamins and supplements? And do they actually do us any good at all?
Oh, yes, many people take vitamins and supplements in your realm on planet Earth. And it depends. Some people they will work fantastically with, particularly people who have a lot of faith in a particular vitamin or a particular mineral. If they have been, how would we say, their mind has been tied into the idea that they will work. And they will work. They definitely will work. And the best way to make them work is to take them with intention. If you actually, when you pick up the pill or the liquid or whatever you're going to consume, before you actually swallow that, if you take a good intention and say to yourself that I'm taking this because this is going to make me stronger, or this is going to make my bones more healthy. And if you then take the water that you're going to wash that down with, and also bless that in a way, send love into that water, and then swallow that vitamin, it will work a lot better than if you just take the pill because you read on the bottle that it will help in some way. So the reason they don't work for some people is because, number one, they may not have any faith in the product. Number two, it wouldn't even have to be a particular vitamin to make it work, because you could take anything. You could take a pea, a frozen pea, and you could take that with some water and take that with intention and expect it to do the thing that you want it to do. And it has as much chance of working than if you took something that is especially for the condition that you have. So a lot has to do with the intention. A lot of the pills and vitamins out there that you take, if you just open the jar in the morning, pop one before you go to work, and that's it, they don't do an awful lot for you. They are quite empty unless they're used with the mind also. The mind is very powerful, and intention makes it even more powerful to take such a vitamin or mineral. So it depends on the person taking it, would be the answer to that, and depends in which way they take it. Thank you for asking those questions. I really appreciate the opportunity to give my perspective on the questions that you ask. I'm happy to do this again. So if there are more questions, please feel free. And we shall arrange to do this again. But for now, before I go, I would just like to say to everybody to not just listen to questions and answers and take them as the only answer. Hold the answer to the question or any questions that you ask, and hold it in your heart and see if it resonates. See if it feels good. And if it feels good, that answer is for you. And if it doesn't feel good, well, that answer is not for you. You're not ready for that answer yet, or that answer is just not for you, and it will never be for you. But you may find that some of the answers that you feel in that way about, if you come back to them in a month or two, you will feel differently. And I say this about questions and answers everywhere. Any question that you know the answer to, or you find the answer to, no matter where that is coming from, whether it's from a professor, whether it's from a scientist, whether it's just coming from a man on the street, hold that information in your heart and see if it resonates. See how it feels. See if you feel comfortable with that answer. And if you do, that is definitely the right answer. Thank you once again, and I really appreciate the opportunity to share from my world. Thank you.
Thank you, Mazena, and thank you for all those who shared or asked the questions.